We're talking hits with Brantley Gilbert. Brantley, welcome back to the most impactful countdown in country music.
Good to see you, brother. I appreciate you having me.
You've always provided me with such classic audio, and it's the classic Brantley Gilbert. You're checking out Fitz. Amen.
Amen. I got a buddy named Taylor Phillips, buddy, that calls me, and literally every time he answers the phone, he's, Amen.
Amen. So you've been working out.
I've been trying, man. So what happened? I got fat over COVID.
Okay.
Like a lot
I think we all did.
Yeah, but my wife kind of called me on it several times, and you know, it was probably time to pay it a little bit of attention. So
Yeah.
I met a guy through Jelly Roll that works with him named George Lockhart, and he introduced me to this guy named Anthony Presley. And what they do is they go into fight camps. They work with Conor McGregor. Presley was out with Tyson Fury and for 6 months and just got back. So he kind of stays with me and makes sure I eat all day long, like a million times. And then he also trains me. So it's like, it's a good little deal.
So with that training and obviously the weightlifting, are you doing some mixed martial arts as well?
We're boxing a little bit.
Oh, I don't know if I want to mess with Brantley.
I'm not real flexible, man.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody, the jiu-jitsu thing. Plus, I can't say that I've run into many situations in my life where jiu-jitsu would have come in handy.
See, I feel like it would.
Yeah, right? There's a guy named John Lovell that did this thing on YouTube, and he was like, as a jiu-jitsu guy, he said, I want to believe that jiu-jitsu fixes everything. Like bar fight, jiu-jitsu. Alley fight with 3 dudes, you know, jiu-jitsu.
Right.
He said, if my wife gets acting up, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He said, then I apologize later on, and hopefully we do some jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. I always love, man, what your dedication and your love for the military. Where did that come from? And tell me sort of future-wise what you're going to be doing for the troop.
I remember one buddy of mine in particular, and his battle buddy was the soldier that I was originally talking about in that song. And I remember the first tour he came back, and it was kind of like a boy becoming a man type thing. The second time he came back, it was the first time I'd seen the trauma.
Can't you see it when you look in their eyes?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was going through a little bit of a battle, you know, my own at the time with drugs and alcohol and that kind of thing. And we hung out a lot, so we shared some bad habits. But now he's one of those, man, that I look at and I couldn't be more proud for him, not of him. He's married.
He's doing all right.
Oh man, he's
got
a beautiful life, man. Every single time we do something with the military, every single time it's a life-changing experience for me. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked the question in an interview, what's the hardest part about your job? I've always said, you know, being away from home is the hardest. Even before I was married and, you know, and had kids, it was like, I miss my buddies. Like, I miss the guys I ride motorcycles
Miss home, miss that
with.
normal life.
Yeah.
Being on the road like that, what is that temptation? Because, right, it's everywhere. Drugs everywhere, alcohol everywhere, right? How did you get to a point to avoid that temptation?
I feel like everybody's a little bit different in recovery. But I will say this. I was fussing about being away from home all the time, and then we went and did a USO tour. And there were still guys and girls in Kuwait on 12-month tours. And I'm fussing about being away from home for a few weeks. You know what I mean? It just kind of it kind of puts everything in perspective for me. But yeah, as far as, man, drugs and alcohol on the road, I have to use the term sobriety loosely because I am a Willie Nelson fan.
Who is it?
Honestly, I don't know that I trust a man that don't have at least one vice.
And if he says he doesn't have one, he's just not telling you about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no telling what that is.
Yeah,
It's probably like wearing people's skin or something.
You look at me.
This guy looks squeaky clean.
Yeah. No, you got to watch him.
You got a wire, Bubba? I do. He put it on me. I will tell you this, though. I had to make it a thing. I never tell people I can't drink because I can. I put a bar in at the doghouse. I'm in there most of my hours of the day, and every time I walk by it, I get to win. I could easily reach down there and grab whatever, but I like to win.
That's a lot of string. Let's talk about Heaven by Then. Tell me the story, because I have a feeling I'll probably be introducing this on the Country Top 40.
Come on.
So, hey, man.
We hope so. Hey, man.
Tell me the story behind it.
So we do a writing retreat in Texas every year, around the first of the year. We'll write songs for a little bit that morning, and we'll jump on a helicopter and go shoot hogs, and then we'll come back. And yeah.
That's your new YouTube channel.
Right? Except they won't let you monetize anything that has a gun in it. Snowflakes. Anyway, I think this night in particular was karaoke. So when we got back, everybody was a little bit, you know, they've been in the bottle a little bit, and I'd been hanging out with Willie all night. And we're sitting on the porch, and man, you know, you have 10 to 15 of the best songwriters in Nashville hanging out at a ranch in Texas on the back porch, and a guitar comes out.
Game on.
We were writing another song, just kind of fiddling with something, and he goes, boy, I tell you what, when that opens, I hope I'm in heaven by then. And I remember Hardy slammed his fist on the table, and he stood up, and he said, Taylor, why would you say that in a room with 8 people in it? Like,
Heaven by there.
yeah, save it for like 2 of us. you know?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who put a line in or who didn't. So it's like, would you look at the writer list on it?
Nobody even knows who's getting the writer
Yeah,
credits.
it looks like Cruise. I remember seeing that and being like, how did that happen? And now I know. And if I had a bucket list, man, you got to know that these would be 2 big checks off of it. 'Cause I've always been a fan of Blake. Not only his music, like Blake was the same dude to me every time I met him. He was always kind. And with Vince, I always said, God gave angels voices. He gave them to Vince Gill. And
Every time I chat with you, I got to give a shout out to my wife's cousin Pooter in
Pooter.
Shreveport, Louisiana, who freaking loves him some BG like you would not believe. And every time I talk to BG, he goes, you better say hi to BG.
what's going on, Pooter? Holding things down in Shreveport, baby.
That's right.
I love Louisiana.
We're talking hits with Brantley Gilbert.
Come on.